What did your kids tell you that made you realize that things had to change? It was Mother's Day, and I could hear the kids going bonkers in the kitchen. I was sitting up in bed, already stressing about what the day was going to bring. I knew my sons were doing their best to craft a big breakfast, which also meant my kitchen would be destroyed. My husband would maybe do the dishes, but I would still be left to wipe the counters, scrub the stove, and so on. But I could deal with the work, because I was still looking forward to two things: my son's goofy handmade cards, and the present I begged my husband for. Looking back now, I really should have known better. The boys busted into the bedroom and immediately belly flopped on the bed. Then, my husband came in carrying a tray with the breakfast the kids had made for me. Also on this tray was a little purple envelope. I ate the eggs, ignoring broken pieces of shell, and eagerly opened the envelope. My heart dropped. Inside were tickets to a nearby amusement park. This would have been exactly what I wanted if only the ticket on top didn't have my name on it. I could barely think through the boys jumping and screaming with excitement. I forced on a smile and told them to go to their room and get dressed. Once they left, I turned to my husband. "Hun, what is this?" He smiled. "Your present. You and the boys will have a whole day of fun, and both lunch and dinner are covered. No need for you to cook and clean up." Well, the last part is a sweet sentiment. But when you asked what I wanted, I told you that I wanted just one day to myself. You know, so that I could sketch, or maybe even paint. Painting was something I loved more than anything. But being a mom of two meant that I rarely got the chance to. My husband crossed his arms. "Are you really being like this right now? Most moms get taken to dinner, and that's it. You get to spend all day with your kids, which is what you're supposed to do on Mother's Day. They even made you heartfelt cards, and you'd rather dump them somewhere than spend time with them." I crumpled into myself and fidgeted with the blanket. Was I really being selfish? I looked down as I said, "I love spending time with the boys, but I would really love to have some time to myself, you know? Why don't you take them? So you are going to be shitty about this, huh? All the effort they went through this morning, and you don't want to spend time with them?" I could feel his eyes burning holes in me, but I kept looking at the blanket, trying my best not to shake. I hated how he made me feel when he was angry. I quietly apologized and asked him if he could help the boys get ready so that I could get dressed. He scoffed. Yeah, I guess I'll handle the dishes too, princess." Though it wasn't what I wanted, the boys and I did have a great time. It's easy to feel proud as a mother when you have two kids as great as they are, but there was still an itch of disappointment in the back of my mind when I went to bed that night. As I lay there and watched my husband sleep, I came up with a plan. Father's Day rolled around. I strategically invited my husband's parents over for breakfast to make it harder for him to refuse his present. Like me, my husband's initial smile dropped when he opened his envelope and found tickets to an arcade. The boys saw the tickets and started bouncing like rabid rabbits, and before my husband could complain, his mom saw the present and complimented me. What a great idea. All three of them love video games. I could feel my husband glaring at me, but I stayed beside his mother up until he and the boys drove off. His parents left shortly after. I should have been relieved then. I finally had the house to myself and could do whatever I wanted. But instead, I had a sinking feeling in my gut. When my husband and the boys returned, I nearly screamed. What happened? I was staring in horror as one eye was swollen shut and already bruising a deep purple. My baby wouldn't look at me. He was shaking, and I could tell by his cheeks that he'd been sobbing. My husband walked over and patted his head. Sport here ran face first into a pinball machine. Wonderful gift here. The place was basically a death trap. My heart burned with guilt. Once the boys were tucked in their beds, I gave my youngest an extra long hug and told him I was sorry he got hurt. "How about I make some blueberry pancakes in the morning? Will that help you forgive me?" I expected excitement for his favorite food, but instead, my youngest started crying. I brought him back into a hug and froze. This wasn't right. What was happening? My eldest got out of bed and came over to me. "Mom, I need to tell you something." I sat in silence as my eldest explained that my husband caused the black eye when he got upset at my youngest for being too loud, and this wasn't the first time. It turned out that my husband was often abusive to the boys, but I never knew because he threatened them into silence. He told them he was punishing them, that the abuse they endured was their fault. I stared at the way my eldest was shaking as he told me, and I realized that my husband made my babies feel the same way he made me, terrified and worthless. That was when something in me snapped. I waited until my husband fell asleep, packed our bags, and we left. We've been living with my now ex-husband's parents, who've disowned him. With Nana around to help, I've started painting again.